Howdy, I'm somewhere. Um, yeah, so this is the goings on, and I try to keep these short, but just these sort of little videos are to, as usual, make you think a little bit. We just this last weekend had the No Kings protests around the country. Thankfully, for the majority of them were peaceful. A lot of us were worried, a little concerned, I should say, that it might. There's always the agitators trying to start the violence and the schmuck stuff like's going on in LA and some other cities in Seattle, but um, it was peaceful, and that's good. And people were exercising their constitutional right. I am for that. I stand up for that all the time. Peaceful protests. We can protest anything we want. Um, Basically, the way a lot of us looked at it is an anti-Trump protest. You can call it whatever you want, no kings, but it was an anti-Trump protest, and also protesting the ICE um, deporting and arresting the illegals, so people who are in this country illegally, which is what President Trump was one of the many things that he campaigned on that many of us voted for. And I won't go into that side of things right now, but and I imagine those that are, I'm hoping that those that went out and peacefully protest for the No Kings um, understand history too. And they remember not so long ago that when Obama was president, President Obama, if you remember, they called him the deporter in chief. And I'm reading from Vox. This is Vox, which is a left-leaning publication. President Barack Obama, once dubbed by immigrant advocates the deporter in chief, he holds the 21st century deportation record. His administration kicked out 438,421 people in 2013. No president since has come close to equaling that record, including Trump during his first term. That's facts. You can go look that up. So that's okay. I'm just assuming that the people who were out protesting against Trump deporting people knew that, and you know your history. Because you know that if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it over and over and over. And also in regards to the No Kings, I'm just citing a couple of examples to make sure that I always say, look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. The Democratic National Convention, when we were this latest election, how was that run? Do you remember that? Do you remember that there was no votes? No one was voted, that Kamala was basically appointed with no votes whatsoever, put in place, and they basically tossed Biden out on his keister. That seems like sort of a way a monarchy would be run, if you think about that. But think about it. Look into the history. Remember that. Do you remember? I'm assuming everybody remembered that when they were out protesting the king stuff. My point to pointing these things out is it's great to protest, but be informed. And if you're informed and still protest, great. But be informed. It's important to see that bigger picture, to know why you're protesting, not just following along, not just, your deep hatred or Trump derangement syndrome, which is okay too. But I've said this many times. If you have such a deep hatred for Trump that it blinds you to everything, because I have talked to some people and they have basically alluded, who have TDS, that they would rather see World War III happen than Trump accomplish anything. Seriously. Now, these are radical people. Not everyone's like that, but I'm trying to make a point here. Know your history. Know what's going on. And included Biden, who's in his presidency, who now basically all the advocates in the mainstream news now talk about, they kind of kept the information back that he was not fit to run the country. We were being run by committee or by somebody. That certainly is not democracy. So, there's a lot of things in the past that have happened at many administrations, including a lot this last administration, that have a ton of red flags. So, just keep that in mind. Do your research. Know what you're doing. And when you do your research and you still feel outraged or bad about something, then go out and protest. Just be informed. I can't say that enough. Be informed. People like myself, I read everything. I've said that over the years. I read everything. I subscribe to every far left, far right, middle, independent, things from overseas, things from around the world, and I've done that my whole life anyway. And I form my opinion. We can have opinions. We can have outrageous opinions. It's okay. It's all part of us. Just be informed. It's really important. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that, and have a great day. Bye.